Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is basically about how I got into hairdressing really. So I was around, I want to say 23, 24 when I decided to do hairdressing. Why I didn't take it up sooner, I don't know. But I was around 23, 24 and there was a couple of people that encouraged me to do it. One of them was my boyfriend at the time, who's now an ex. And the other people were a couple of people from church, because they saw that I would always do my sister's hair. I would either colour it or cut it, and not cut it. I wouldn't cut it. I would braid it and that. So they encouraged me to do that. And I just want to talk a little bit about sort of like how I got onto the course, how I felt, you know, as an older student and all that. And yeah, all that jazz really. So, like I said, I was early sort of 20s. I decided that why not, to give it a shot. And it wasn't that bad actually. Like, I got there, and yeah, I was probably one of the older lot, one of the oldest there, but that didn't really discourage anything. Like, there is no age limit on when you decide to do hairdressing, when you want to take it up or anything like that. You can take it up at any age really, and do a course or do an apprenticeship or whatever you feel like is the right path for you. But obviously I did a college course which lasts for 3 years, and honestly it was just the encouragement of others really. Like, I think if I didn't have my people from church and that encourage me to do hairdressing and that, I wouldn't have probably taken it up. I was always changing my hair colour. It was either black or, as it is at the moment, sort of reddish. I mean, there's a little bit of ginger in there, but you know, I won't say anything about that. But you know, I would always change my hair colour up and all that, and sort of do all that sort of thing. But it was something I really enjoyed doing actually. It was, you know, I feel like the first 2 years, well, the first year really, I think I struggled a lot because I was going in completely blind. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know how to wash hair properly. I didn't know how to blow dry with a brown brush. I didn't know how to do sets. I didn't know how to do foils. I didn't know how to do anything really. I knew how to straighten hair, obviously, with straighteners. I think I feel like level 1 I learned so much, because you're learning how to wash hair properly, you're learning how to wrap the hair up in a towel properly, you're learning how to dry hair with a round brush, you're learning different plaits, different sets and all that, and sort of getting a basic understanding of hairdressing really. And it's not what people think it is really. So that was level 1. Level 2 I found it was okay to start with. I think my problem was the swap and change of tutors was the issue I had, because I didn't know much as it is, and then having a swap and change of different tutors and that, like, I felt like level 2 especially I didn't really learn much, because we went from one tutor to another tutor to another tutor to another. No, we went from one tutor to a different so we had this one tutor in particular who was supposed to take us for level 2, and then she got transferred over to the other campus, and then we got put with another tutor, but then I think her kids were ill, if I remember rightly, and so we were moved over to another tutor. And our final tutor was predominantly barbering. She hadn't done hairdressing for a number of years, and so she just sort of passes off on little things. and you didn't really learn much about it. And then come to the final year, it was the same again. We had 2 different tutors. The one tutor was absolutely great. Like, to this day, I would redo the whole course again just so I could have her. That one particular tutor, she knows what she's talking about. She knows. Actually, no, there's two tutors that I had. The one tutor for level 1 and my level 3 tutor. Them two were amazing. Like, hands down, would not fault them. Would consider going back just to be taught by them again, because I felt like I could pick up so much from them that I didn't learn from my other tutors, because my main tutor was predominantly barbering, so you know, you don't really get much off her. And I felt like they focused more on the ones that could do the tasks instead of, you know, focusing on the ones that didn't know what they were doing and needed a bit more help. So that was a kind of fault for me, I think. And like, I think that was the first year I really felt the stress of everything, because I was getting up at 5 to get my mum ready and to be out of the house and be at college for 9:30. I was trying to do all my different exams, trying to get all that done. Being in mind, I don't fucking revise for anything because I don't know how to. And it was all just a lot on my plate, and trying to keep, you know, a relationship going as well, and just try not to stress out about anything and everything wasn't easy. So level 3 was very stressful for me because I was over at the other campus, and so I had further to travel, and it just wasn't helpful at all. But if I could redo the hairdressing course, and I could like specifically pick what tutors I wanted, I would instantly go for level 1. Her name was I'm not gonna say her name, but we'll call her Sarah. We had Sarah for level 1. Level 2 was level 2. We had Jodie for a little bit, and then she had to move over to the other campus. But level 3 was an absolute shower of shit. I know I shouldn't really swear on my YouTube videos, but yeah, her name was Pam. Actually, no, let's not use Pam. Actually, do you know what? Forget it. Her name was Jane. She started with us, and it kind of felt like she preferred the Blossomfield lot, the main campus lot, to Wolf's lot. So it was like, it was a them and us situation. You had the ones that were already there that Jane already knew, and she had us lot, the Woodlands lot, the ones from the other campus that no one really cares about. And it was just ridiculous. Like, I was so stressed because of the simple fact of I didn't know what I was doing. I wanted to do this and this, but yeah, because I had a predominantly barber and tutor, she didn't know what she was doing. She hadn't been doing hairdressing for that many years. She found it boring. And even when I did barbering, I felt like I didn't learn anything, because yeah, that's her thing, but she never really took the time out to be like, oh yeah, well, you know, this is what you need to do, this and this, and sort of go over it properly with me. But all in all, I would hands down recommend anyone that wants to do hairdressing. I would, like, you know, that anyone that's thinking about it, definitely go into it, because it is a good trade. You know, you learn so much that you don't really know about. Like, people think that hairdressing is just, oh yeah, you just like drying hair, washing hair, and it's not. You learn about what colours do what colours, you know, what sort of undertone colours you need to tone out another sort of colour. You need to find out what, you know, how long you need to leave something on, how much developer you need for powdered bleach and all that sort of stuff. You learn so much, and you learn about remembering to wash your hands, remembering to wear gloves, and all that, about PPE, and about, you know, how you can get dermatitis from the littlest things. Just a lot and I mean a lot, from hairdressing, and I think it's a brilliant course. I just think, but don't get me wrong, I think hairdressing is an absolutely brilliant course for anyone to do. But remember to always clarify with your tutors. Make sure you have a tutor that knows what they're doing. Make sure you have a tutor that ain't gonna leave you, and will focus on the bits that you need help with. But yeah, like, I really enjoyed the course. So yeah, that's kind of like my sort of reason for why I got into hairdressing. My next video is going to be about the trips and all that we were supposed to have but never did, and then I'll get into that in another video. So yeah, bye guys.